Hey everybody, welcome to Laura Kane After Dark. I'm Laura Kane, and this is my co-host, Erik Rimmer.
Hi.
He also happens to be my BFF of 16 and a half years.
That's right.
Almost 17 years.
That's right.
Right from the get-go, we were BFFs.
Immediately.
Instant besties.
Yes.
Producer Brian over here.
The only thing we didn't
Howdy.
do was sleep together the first time we met.
Oh,
That's never going to happen.
you guys can put that on the bucket list.
No, Erik, no. We had this discussion earlier today. We don't want to get back into it, okay? About him and women. And never wanting to be near a woman, a naked woman ever. And that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, we have some big things to talk about. In fact, I have a big announcement that could change the trajectory of my life coming up in my house chat.
No thanks. Anyways.
Oh, but
Erik, your host chat is something apparently that I would do, but it happened to you.
So horrific, and why should I even be surprised?
Okay, so something really embarrassing happened to
Oh
you.
my God, humiliating.
We have kind of a short double D news because we have in studio tonight Tad Syler. If you've ever been to Manhattan Restaurant in La Jolla, you know him. He's the man in the corner who has this booming voice and he can play the piano like no other.
Can play anything.
He can play anything. He can sing anything. He's just a great guy. And you know what? He's so much more than that. He's an author. He's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He is an actor. Did I already say that? I mean, he's so many things. He wrote a book, and we're going to talk to him about all these things. He's a great guy, and I've been trying to get him on the show for a long time, so I'm really excited about this happening tonight.
Me too.
And I just want to say, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And you know what? We are trying to put on the best show possible for you guys, really. And these microphones that we've had, they're almost 5 years old, and they were kind of sucky when we got them. So we're trying to save up some money for some new mics, some new headphones. So if you want to help in any way, easy. All you have to do is send a badge through Instagram. If you feel like supporting the podcast, it would really mean a lot to us. You don't have to, but if you did, it would be great. We'll shout you out. Badges there, and also on Facebook now, on the comments, you can send us stars, and that all goes to the same pot, which means we will get new mics. So we're going to sound even better, and new headphones. I really want mic boom stands, and like I'm looking at all this stuff.
Yes, you are.
But we're going to start with the essentials, which mean the microphone.
Yes.
Which is the most important thing.
Correct.
So if you want to do that, that would be really great. Okay. So
and it also will prevent my weekly beatings from you. Anything that...
Bi-weekly.
Oh, yes, true.
Bi-weekly beatings. Yes. I'm bossy, but I need to be bossy with you.
You're bossy.
need to keep you in line.
You're bossy, and you're very strong.
I already fed you today.
You did.
So you have your caffeine.
And I'm in tip-top shape.
You're in tip-top shape. Okay, good.
I'm ready to rumble.
All right, let's go. Let's start talking about our sponsors. One of them being San Diego Crystals and Jewelry.
Oh, yes.
They have 2 locations now. One is in OB on Newport. That's the one that my daughter Evan and I discovered during the summer, and we were there every single week because we love the guys that run it. They're 8 brothers that run these 2 jewelry stores, crystal stores. The newest one is in La Jolla on Prospect. Yes, they had a grand opening about a week ago, and they have everything you need there: gold, engagement rings, hoop earrings, any kind of jewelry, any kind of crystal. And if you say that Laura Kane After Dark sent you in, you get a free amethyst crystal.
They won't turn you away at the door. They'll actually give you a gift.
They will actually give you something. And so these guys we wouldn't talk about anything we didn't really believe in, and these guys we believe in so much that they're really good people. Yeah. San Diego Crystals and Jewelry, go see them today, and also go see our friends, our special friends who keep us looking young and hopefully under the age that we are. That would be La Jolla Cosmetics.
Oh yeah, baby.
Here's more about them.
La
By
Jolla
Dr.
Cosmetic
Wheeler.
Surgery Center is the place to go if you're looking to rejuvenate your appearance, tighten and shape your body, and just do something special for yourself. You deserve to look your very best.
La Jolla Cosmetic Surgery Center offers over 90 procedures and treatments for a natural, youthful appearance. They are absolutely the best in the business. Try out their treatment planner at glamfam.com. It's so easy and amazing to use.
We can't say enough great things about their board-certified plastic surgeons, and guess what? They offer flexible payment plans so you can start your journey to a better you right now.
Free consultations, too. The very best in the business is in our own backyard. How lucky are we?
Make sure you tell them that Laura Kane After Dark sent you. We love everything about La Jolla Cosmetic Surgery Center. Go to glamfam.com.
Okay, are you ready for my host chat?
As ready as I'll ever be.
My big announcement? Okay.
What?
In my garage, it's a disaster. There's a lot of bins and things and old school papers from Charlie and Evan, and just there's stuff that's packed in there so far. I had to find my AA book, and I had to find some other documentation for a girl that I'm helping through the steps. Mm-hmm. So I had to find my Bill W., which he's the one that wrote the AA book, bin. I found the bin finally after digging and digging in the garage. And then I discovered something
Jimmy Hoffa.
incredible.
Is that who it was?
No.
Oh.
In 2008, 2009-ish, every night, my kids would require me to read them a story or make up a story. And just, that's how they would fall asleep. So I started to write out chapters to a story, and then I would end with, okay, to be continued. And then the next day, I'd read them the next little batch. So this story, it has really great meaning to my kids. And let me show you how I wrote it out. And I remember, like, there were nights when I did not want to write part of this story. I was tired, but I did it. This is what it looks like. It's all on, like, all this kind of, like, look at all this paper.
Lined
notebook paper. Like, it's just crazy. I'm going to
You
read
even
you.
cut and pasted things?
No, I didn't custom paste. Look, I just
What's
wrote
that
it
little
out.
guy?
You wrote these?
No, this is just paper that I found.
Oh.
This looks like schizophrenic ramblings.
No, this is, okay. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up and the reason I'm going to read just a little bit is because guess what? I have decided, and this is really good timing because Tad will be a good person to talk to about this. I
know where this is going.
decided
Oh, no.
that I'm going to write not one, but 2 books. And one of the books is going to be this because it's very important, and it'll be a good children's book, maybe kids 8 and older, because it's a little scary. I'll start reading it right now. This is original writing. I haven't changed anything. The police officer Johnny had 24 hours to collect the blood of a live chupacabra to bring to the aliens, or his dear wife and son would be vaporized. He saw the alien with the big black eyes, the gray head, and the long triple-jointed finger pointing to the air, and a scene appeared, just like a vision, a smoky vision in a crystal ball. It was horrible. His dear wife and precious son disintegrate while they eat dinner in the kitchen. He had no other choice but to risk his life. He wanted to be angry. He wanted to scream out loud, "Why me?" But there wasn't time.
I have a question.
But I'm getting to an important point.
How old were they?
I know exactly.
When they went into therapy after hearing this
No,
story?
I know.
Oh,
This is why I have to figure out what age group. Because
Eric, quiet. I'm getting into this.
They
Continue,
love
Laura.
stuff like that. Thank you, Brian. My kids love stuff like this, though. They love stuff like this. He needed to go home and pack. It was still in the middle of the night when he pulled into his driveway. He opened the garage door quietly as not to wake up his family. He pulled down his camping backpack and started loading it up with things he was going to need. A net, a small axe, a snake bite kit, a rope, a tarp, a flashlight, a knife, a camera. He didn't have time to write his wife a note, so he wanted to document this horrid, scary experience so he could show her why he disappeared for 24 hours. Well, actually, now it was 23. He needed to leave now. I'm getting just to one point because it's really important. The last 3 things he shoved into his pack: 2 pint-sized thick plastic bags and a coil of rubber tubing. He shoved it in, zipped it up, turned to walk out of the garage, and that's when he saw him standing there in the dark driveway, illuminated, his hump on his back. It was old man Brodus, hunched over, leaning on his rusty crutch. In a gravelly voice, he whispered, "You best be ready for fears beyond your wildest nightmares." And with that, he motioned with his bony finger to follow him into the night. So he did. And then it goes on and on and on and on about the chupacabras and Old Man Brodus. So Old Man Brodus means a lot to me and my kids. I'm writing a story about Old Man Brodus, and I'm going to publish it. It's going to be is it going to be a kid's story? I don't know. It's going to be maybe 10-year-olds. They'll be okay with it. And then once I get this out of the way and I figure out how to write a book, I'm going to write the book about my life, my autobiography, because I found some really good things in my AA bin. Some things that I had forgotten about, some things I wrote about that were like, what?
Oh, my God.
So I have 2 books in me. Just call me an author.
Okay, but I want to be your editor because you need one.
I would love that.
Okay.
Are you good at that kind of thing? Is that like
I'm actually really good at creative writing.
Are you good at I don't want you to change necessarily what I'm saying, but I want you to grant.
I would spice it up a little. We would
know what?
We would have a meeting about the story. There are some elements I'd change, but it's good.
Actually, I love that idea.
Yeah.
And I'll take you up on that.
Okay.
But do you believe in me? I can write
Yeah.
this book. And you know.
No, that's actually that was good. I was interested.
I think we should throw some more sex and violence in there.
No, not forget.
Okay.
You need a little more ominous, or a little more, what do you call it? A little more mystery, but
Yeah, I do need to fluff it
it was
out.
good though. There was tension there.
Oh my God.
liked it.
It gets really, really, really good. You just wait till you hear where Old Man Brodus lives. Oh my God. Anyway, so that's my host chat. Erik, what is your host chat? What horribly embarrassing thing happened that should have happened to me apparently, because things like this happen to me usually?
Well, things like this also happen to me.
True.
And like you, just when you think you're hot shit, you're cold diarrhea, right?
True.
Same thing with me on Saturday. I was at work. We had a company come and they do what are those things called? The crepes.
Okay.
Right? So they had the savory and they had the sweet. So I decided to do a shredded chicken with mushrooms and pesto.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I don't want this for breakfast. I'm going to save it for lunch.
Okay.
So I took it home for lunch, ate it, and you know how they have them in they're kind of like a floury.
Yeah, a crepe.
Yeah, crepe.
Yes, I know. I'm aware of what a crepe
So at
looks like.
some point, I must have brushed my cheek with my hand. I'm getting ready to leave work, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I run to the employee bathroom, look in the mirror, and it looked like I had been involved in some back alley sex act.
What color? What
It was
consistency?
white, and it was all over the left side of my face.
Was it like powder?
From the
No,
crepe?
it was. I literally could peel it.
It was like frosting.
Yeah, it was like frosting.
Ooh.
And I was so horrified. And I was like, not one person that I interacted
Now-
with the rest of the day, not one said anything to me.
You left for lunch and you came back with a bunch of white stuff all
I
over
did.
your face.
Yeah. I looked like I was earning lunch money. I was like, oh my God. I was horrified.
Now, see why I say when I have lipstick on my teeth, which is normally the case, you guys never say anything to me.
I always do.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll be honest, I don't know this.
I always tell you when you have lipstick on your teeth.
you do, but there are people that don't. And you know what? We would rather know.
I
We
think
would rather know.
I think people saw me and thought I had, oh, poor thing, he has a sunburn or he has some sort of a skin
I would
condition.
tell you if there was cum on your face.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Please, we have a guest.
I was-
Please, can we
But
stop?
I was so mortified.
Well, and then you went back to work, and you're like, "Thanks, guys." Did you tell them what happened?
Yes, I was like, oh my God, can't believe this. I remember this was years ago. I went to Sephora in Fashion Valley, and they had some sort of a facial mist stuff that you could, like a hydrating mist that you could spray on. Well, I do it, and I was wearing like a black T-shirt, and it wasn't a mist; it was like a lotion. So I was like, oh, I don't feel anything. Put it down. Don't look at anything. I'm walking through the mall, and people are just looking at me like, what?
It's
on
squirts of lotion.
all over my black T-shirt. So
Oh
I just
my
looked
God.
once again.
Yeah. When you
Yeah.
thought you were hot, you know what?
Clearly, Eric works on the opposite corner of Laura.
Apparently, I do, and it's the one that has no handy wipes at all.
Well, let's get to the Double D news because I can't even wait for our guest. You guys are going to, if you don't know this guy, just wait.
I'm super excited. He's awesome. We've seen him quite a few times.
Yeah, but did you know is so much more?
No, I did not.
So
I'm super excited.
I was reading through his bio. I was like, my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, what the? Wow, this guy is incredible. Anyway, we'll get to Tad Syler in just a minute. What's up in Double D News, Eric?
In Hollywood, Madonna is still the biggest selling female recording artist. She has been officially certified by the Guinness Book of World Records as the biggest selling female recording artist of all time. She's held the record since 2009. She's followed by Rihanna, Mariah Carey, Taylor Swift, and Beyonce.
Taylor's going to surpass her, I think.
Oh, it's...
And how do we feel about Taylor and her new boyfriend? Do we love
Literally could not care less.
I don't even know
I
who
think
he
I'm
is.
obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Literally could not care less.
Oh, they're the cutest.
So?
But he is so handsome.
Me and my girlfriend are the cutest. I don't care.
Your girlfriend is the cutest for sure. And you're okay. Okay, continue.
Rumor has it that Kevin Costner and Reese Witherspoon might be an item.
That is odd.
He's single?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he went through he's going through a horrible divorce.
Yes, nothing. I mean, the ink isn't even dry yet. He's
No.
already. Oh boy.
I love Kevin Costner.
Guess what? He's 68. She's 47.
Well,
I'm sure they have everything in
she's
common.
awesome.
Come on, have you seen
He's
him in
awesome.
Robin Hood? Like,
Do you
Man,
watch Yellowstone?
no.
Have you ever thought about it? I mean, I hear great things about it, but
Yeah, I've thought about it, but it's not
it
time.
seems like a kind of a big undertaking, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll get
Speaking
around
of
to it.
undertaking, oh my God, my favorite show from when Evan was born. So this show is almost
6
20
feet
years
under.
old. Netflix has just put
I know.
6 feet under back on the TV.
6 feet
Yes.
under?
Brian,
Is this like a Christopher Pike?
this is
TV
a
show?
Alan Ball show.
Maybe.
This show is so damn good, and it was on HBO for many years. And the finale, the series finale, I remember sobbing. I've never sobbed at a show like that ever.
I will tell you in a future episode what happened between me and one of the cast members of 6 Feet Under.
Oh my God!
boy.
Okay.
Talk about being humiliated
Oh my
beyond
God.
belief.
That's
And
a daily occurrence.
Swear
we're
to God,
talking
it
about.
is a true story at a celebrity event.
Okay. All right. I can't wait.
So, women dominate the Grammy Awards this year. The nominations are out. I know 4 of the women that are listed.
SZA leads.
I have no idea who that
you don't know
is.
SZA?
I
Nope.
know SZA.
She
Other-
leads the pack with 9.
I have no idea who that is. Other artists with multiple nods include Victoria Monet. I have no idea who that is. Phoebe Bridgers. Don't know. Boy Genius. My girls, Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift. Billie Eilish and Olivia. Did Billie Eilish even have anything out this year?
I know. I don't know. But Olivia Rodrigo did. And
Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday party ran the gamut from probably just a bunch of 12-year-old girls there.
How old is he?
Isn't that all he dates?
How old did he turn?
49. And I think he
Leo
only dates like
DiCaprio's
20 years.
49.
He's not even 50 yet? I thought he was like at least 52 or something.
I didn't
55?
think he was even 49. I thought he was a little younger than that.
Kim Kardashian, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Al Pacino, and Soleil Moon Frye.
Oh,
Punky
Punky
Brewster
Brewster.
herself were there.
I bet that party was insane and great.
And he probably has a new 19-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, well, whatever. He can let him do what he
Good
wants
for
to
him.
do. Yeah, yeah. Well, why not?
No,
You know who
that's
Joey
creepy.
Fatone is,
Whatever.
right?
Joey Fatone, yes,
Yes.
from NSYNC, right?
Yes. He got hair plugs and fat removal procedure. He says, quote, "I'm not trying to change who I am. I'm just trying to edit it a little bit."
Hair plugs are no joke. Those are pretty serious. Those are serious.
And you can wind up looking like you have doll hair.
Well, I think they've perfected it over the years, hopefully.
Be careful.
What else?
Audrina Patridge from The Hills, her 15-year-old niece Sadie died of an overdose. 15. She was able to buy Percocet through Snapchat that was laced with fentanyl.
That is terrible.
Since
You can buy a lot of things
through Snapchat?
Okay, well, it's not like Snapchat sold it to her. I'm just sure
I thought
that's where
Snapchat
she was
was just
talking to her
goofy
dealer.
face things.
She probably bought it through a friend on the
just
site.
communicate
Can you
That's
actually
how-
communicate on Snapchat?
Yes.
That's the only way my daughter communicates with her friends.
I
through
thought it was
Snapchat.
just face
no
things.
no,
Oh, good
no,
grief.
No.
It's just like the same if I text you and said, "Hey, give me some perks." Like, I mean, it's not that much different.
Yeah, that's how she communicates.
Wow.
Yeah. That's really sad. God dang it. I always tell my kids, just do not take a pill. Don't take a pill. Don't take a strange pill. Please. Oh,
So we all know who Jeff Bezos is, right? I mean, he's got kind of some money, I guess.
that would be a yes.
And his new fiance, Lauren Sanchez,
yes.
they had their engagement party at the private home of Barry Diller and Diane von Furstenberg. Here are some of the guests. Now,
Who's Barry Diller?
he is a media tycoon, isn't he?
I have no clue.
I think that's,
Okay.
and his wife is Diane von Furstenberg. I think he deals with like a television or,
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Here's some of the guests. I
Okay.
can honestly say that none of these guests have ever shown up to a party that I've had. Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kris Jenner and her fiance Corey Gamble, Oprah, Mick Jagger, Chris Rock, David Geffen, Robert Pattinson and Suki Waterhouse, Barbara Streisand, Jessica Alba, Salma Hayek, and Rita Wilson, just to name a few.
dang. That's like the
So,
celebrity gamut right
yeah.
there.
That doesn't sound like one of my parties.
Oh, it's wouldn't want to be at that party.
Oh, I would be at that party in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Exactly.
Yeah. The saddest news that I have to bring to you all. Everybody get your Kleenex out. Homer Simpson will no longer be able to choke Bart.
I heard that was a what do you call it? Fake.
Oh.
Is this something that he does? I don't know. I'm not a
Well,
Simpsons
people were-
What?
watcher.
Never seen The Simpsons?
I've
People
watched
were
it before.
objecting to
It's
Yes.
too violent of an act
The-
for cartoon.
It's
or-
funny though. It got reported for a couple of days, but then I think one of the executives or the Simpsons creator made a joke basically saying that was not true.
How come that happens and yet South Park does like the most horrific things?
'Cause it's
and
funny.
It is funny, but they don't get.
Oh, they do. They just don't listen. They don't care.
Oh,
I have never watched 1 minute of The Simpsons.
It's pretty
And
good.
I think I've only seen 1 episode of South Park.
South Park is really good.
South Park's all right. South Park's hit or miss. It's
I
really
only
funny
watched the
when it
Mr.
is,
Christmas Pooh episode. That's the only thing I can remember.
but I think Family Guy's still the best.
Family Guy's great too.
Family Guy's
Yeah, I like
funny.
Family Guy.
Are you done, my friend?
I'm poke me with a fork.
Okay, before we bring Tad on, let's talk about first our other guy that we love so much, Jay Wertzler,
Wertzler.
Capital Growth Inc. Here's more about him.
Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Look no further than Jay Wertzler, your trusted and our favorite certified financial planner.
Life is full of financial decisions, and with 30 plus years of experience and a dedication to your financial well-being, Jay is your partner in achieving your financial goals.
So if you're at or near retirement and you want to know if you have sufficient assets and income sources for a comfortable retirement, or if you are simply changing jobs and you're unsure about what your options are with your current retirement plan, please reach out to Jay.
Jay Wertzler and the team at Capital Growth go the extra mile to ensure your financial success. Their office is a one-stop shop for financial advising, estate planning, tax preparation, and divorce analysis. Call Jay today at 858-552-6960 or email him at jayw@capitalgrowthinc.com.
You may notice that we have a third member now of the podcast. This is Tad Sisler. Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Okay. If you have ever been to Manhattan, La Jolla. Great restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
On the weekends, I think Thursday through Sunday, yeah?
Thursday through Saturday.
Thursday through Saturday. Okay. There's beautiful piano music playing along with singing, and you can request songs. And you know what? Me, my girlfriends, and you have been many times to sit around the piano. You can actually sit around the piano, and this is him. This is the piano man, Tad. And he will take your request. He knows every single song, every new song, every old song. I mean, there's not a song you could throw at you that you don't know.
Well, and I love it when you come in. I've actually loved you for a long time. I've followed you when you were on Jeff and Jer, and I love the synergy that you two have together. This is just really cool.
Thank you.
And I love your sponsors. I mean, I love Amethyst Crystal. I definitely need La Jolla Cosmetic. There's no question about that. And who doesn't want capital growth?
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much. No, and you know what? He always plays when we're there, when I'm there anyway, is a song that my dad used to sing to me. It's the song Laura.
Laura, which is quite appropriate, I should say.
Yes, and it's just, you sing it so well. And anyway, so if you guys, it's a great time, great food, great restaurant, great ambiance. And Tad, you're responsible for that ambiance because that place gets crowded, and it's because of you.
It's really good food. The owners are wonderful people. I've been there for 12 years. It turned into a sentence, actually. No, but I love it. I really do. And I'm grateful for it. And it's a great place to work.
So I wanted to have you on because I knew that there was more to the story than you being the piano player at Manhattan. You also, so he sent me his bio because I needed to write some things up. This man right here may or may not have studied under Frank Sinatra and studied acting with Richard Burton.
Wow.
Has performed with multiple people over the years, like was Rita Coolidge one of them?
Wow.
Opened for Kenny Rogers, which was very cool for a period, and it goes on and on. But it's funny when you look back. I had 4 kids at the age of 23, so I just took every job I could, and I happened to live in Palm Springs, which is sort of the hub of a lot of stars. When I was very young, my dad was a physician, and he, I think, removed a hemorrhoid from Elizabeth Taylor. So we were invited over to their house.
Which husband was that?
Richard Burton. It was Richard.
Yeah, Richard Burton. Wow.
And,
okay.
Yeah, and so there was this magical day where I had an acting lesson from Richard Burton, and got to hang with Elizabeth Taylor, who was probably the most beautiful woman of her time. I mean, nothing like you, Laura. Course,
come on!
But I mean, she was quite a looker.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! And then Frank Sinatra also was in that same hub, right? He lived in Palm Springs.
That was later on.
That was later on.
I was performing in a nightclub in Palm Springs, and the owner told me, "Frank's coming in tonight, and just whatever you do, don't play any Frank Sinatra songs because Frank." I guess a lot of guys would. Know that Frank was coming in, so they try to out Frank him, like, fly me to the moon, that kind of thing. He hated that. So, I mean, I was 24, and it was like, I don't even remember what he did or didn't do. I'm just going to do my thing. So, and he was sitting across from me, and I remember the first time I met him, I was playing "What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life?" and he got up and he started walking right at me, and I'm like, oh my God. And he came up and he said, yeah, tough bridge on that song. You did it well, kid. And then he walked past me to the restroom, and I was like, oh my God. But then they just started calling me, and I started doing a lot of events with him and for him. And he just was one of the kindest and behind the scenes things that he did for people you would never know, because he has this reputation as being a tough guy. But he really was just a giant of a human being. And he was just, it was really cool. Wow. It was great to know him when I was so young. I wish now I knew what I did then, or like Bob Seger says, I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then.
I mean, God, to look back, to have this wisdom and be young.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is right.
So true.
When is the first time you put fingers on a piano?
My mother was a concert pianist. She was a child prodigy. At the age of 17, she played for the Chicago Symphony. This was back long before any of us were born, obviously.
Parents.
Me, obviously. And she just kind of, as early as I can remember, she had me playing piano. I remember sitting at the piano at the age of maybe 5, and she was teaching me Yesterday by the Beatles and Blue Moon. And I mean, I can still remember songs that she taught me when I was, before I could even, I don't even know who I was at that point. But
And then you went on to study music?
Yeah, I did. At some point, she put me with Joanna Hodges, who was the Van Cliburn International Concert Pianist winner. And she just sort of put me in practice rooms at a college and just kind of beat me up with classical music. But at the age of 12, I was kind of winning competitions for classical music. But then my parents divorced. I moved back with my father, and he had a piano at his house, but that was the end of the lessons. And I just wanted to play rock and roll anyway after that. But that classical foundation, I think it's amazing.
Every once in a while, you'll bust that out at Manhattan. Like you'll do like you'll sing, and then you'll be like a boop, 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 down the piano. It's like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, I had the chance to meet Liberace when I was in the desert, which was kind of cool. I mean,
they all lived out there.
At one point, I was walking my kids through the grocery store, and he was kind of staring at me from the frozen foods, like, "Hey," and I was like, "Okay," but we ended up becoming pretty good friends, and he was a really good guy. So I mean, all these things. For me, it's like I said, I just kind of found myself in a lot of these kind of positions, and that's kind of what led me to writing my book.
Okay,
that and also some pretty crazy life experiences.
Tell me about your book. Okay, you've written more than one.
Written 3 books.
Okay, what are they about? And
well, one book I co-wrote with a lady who wrote a story about she was impregnated by a mafioso when she was very young, and it's kind of a bizarre it's a bizarre book, but it's cool. It's called Mafia Baby, and then I actually wrote this really, really cool biography with Steve Madeo, who you've never heard of him, but he played on every hit you've ever heard in your life up until probably the 90s. He was at Woodstock with the Butterfield Blues Band on stage. He was the trumpet player in the horn section. And then he went with Stevie Wonder and the Rolling Stones.
Oh, wow.
And Neil Diamond and Barbra Streisand. And I mean, he played with everybody. I mean, you name it, and he was on the recording. And he was a good friend of mine, and he actually played in my band at some point. And he wanted to write a biography, so I brought the tape recorder and I sat with him for just weeks. And we ended up writing the book, and then we did an audiobook. And 2 weeks after he did the narration on the audiobook, he died of a heart attack at the age of 70. So it was like this sort of cathartic thing that just, we got his life story, and it's in his voice, and it's really amazing. It's called Reflections in the Key of Life.
Oh, wow.
I love that title.
Yeah.
And then your third book, is that about you?
My book is my autobiography.
Okay. Tell me about the process of writing a book, especially an autobiography. Like, do you sit there in front of a computer and go, okay, where the heck do I even start?
Well, it's funny. I got the idea for it. I went back to see my sister about 5 years ago, and she saves everything. And she had all these papers, so I was looking through the papers, and I found this 5-page autobiography that I started to write when I was 20, which is hilarious to me. What do you know when you're 20? What are you going to talk about? But actually, it was kind of cool. And it gave me the idea that, God, I think I always wanted to do this. So, but when I did it, and I've had some kind of tragic things happen and some beautiful things, but I didn't want to just kind of write names and dates, because I think a lot of people don't like history because they teach it that way. And if you know about the stories, history's fascinating, and it's kind of the same with our lives. So what I did was I tried to write about an experience, and then I would encapsulate what did I learn from this, or what lesson is here to be.
That's
gleaned.
huge. That's a biggie.
Yeah.
I've been listening to how to write a book, books.
Yeah.
And they say that is you need to have that. You need to have a lesson or an inspiration or a message. You need to have, so that you did it right.
Well, obviously you're a good writer, so it'd come easy for you. I would think.
Yeah, the Old Man Brodus book. Well, no, that's just a start. But do you have your book with you?
I do.
Let's see what it looks like,
fact,
and where do we get it?
It's funny because I entitled it "It's a Long Climb to the Middle" because that's kind of where I made it. And this is a huge book. I'm probably going to put it out in paperback at some point. But this is kind of a coffee table book. It's got photos of all my experiences.
Oh wow, that
and
is
just different stars and family members, and I mean it's pretty deep.
How long did that take you to write?
Probably about a year, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I kept going back to it, and I've got a really weird memory. I can remember every month of my life for some weird reason.
Oh, you're one of those.
But then you kind of go back, and one thing leads to it's kind of a bridge that builds to another remembrance or thought, and so kind of that's
And then do you send the manuscript to somebody to publish? I mean, do you now you can self-publish, right? Or Amazon can publish you now?
Sure. I self-published, but I have a company, Mainstream Source, which we publish books, and we've done just countless songs and tracks and music for film and television, and so it's mostly music and film. We've done biographies and documentaries, and but also books too.
Okay, so let's move on to this part of your life, Mainstream Source.
Yeah.
This is your company.
Yes.
And this is, just say my book is done. I can take it to your company and to you, and you look at it and decide if you like it or not and want to publish it. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
part of your company. That's just part of your company.
Absolutely. But I think what we kind of try to do with people is I'm not interested in taking a piece of your life. I think you should have it. And we do this a lot with different composers and musicians that we work with. And in fact, I have a friend in New York who was actually a friend of Steve Medeo, the trumpet players, and that's how I met him. And he's a great sax player that worked with all the legends. And he wrote a book, and he came to me and said, "Will you publish it?" And I said, "I will edit it for you. I will look through the whole thing. I'll give you suggestions." We made it into a better book, and then I showed him how to publish it and how to get it on all the outlets, and how to make money himself off of it.
Okay.
And he's doing great. I mean, he's because most of it's marketing, as you well know.
Right. Yeah. So where do we find where can somebody buy your book?
All my stuff is on Amazon. All my music is on all the outlets, iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify.
Now you play on, at Manhattan, you play, cover songs, you play songs, Bruno Mars to like Frank Sinatra to, depends on the time of night. You kind of start getting a little more spicy toward the end of the night,
Yeah, it devolves into dance party hell at some point.
I know. We've been part of that dance party hell.
No, I love it.
But have you created your own songs then?
Oh yeah, I've composed dozens and dozens of songs, and in fact we put together a collection of music for film and TV. So for a while we were writing all kinds of stuff, and then I did some films like I did a film with Elliot Gould called The Encore of Tony Duran, where we did the entire score, and I also I had a little bit part acting in it, and the executive producer of the film came to me and he said, "Well, we want to do all these different things, like we want to do really, really fast jazz, like sort of manic jazz when he's going through his manic phase. And I mean, little things like he goes into a body shop and we want authentic Tejano Mexican music playing in the background as if you're actually in a body shop in, Palm Desert or in Indio." And so I hired my friend who's an accordion player, and we listened to a bunch of Tejano stuff, and we just created, we composed 3 or 4 songs.
That's awesome.
On that level. I mean, we just kind of one thing leads to another. So I've done rock, jazz, I mean, you name it, we've kind of done it. So. And
then sometimes he has his granddaughter, which now I understand, because I didn't really understand, because you're a young guy, you're not old.
Oh, thank you. You should see me in the morning.
So it makes sense now that you had children so young, because your granddaughter, she's 20, how old?
Michaela just turned 21.
She is absolutely beautiful, and she is so talented, and she was on American Idol.
Yeah, Michaela at the age of 15 went on America's Got Talent, and she got the golden buzzer from Heidi Klum, and that led her all the way to the finals. I think she ended up in the top 10 on America's Got Talent. And then during the COVID year, she auditioned for American Idol, and she made it all the way to the top 10 on American Idol. And I think she might have even won if it wasn't in a the situation where they had them all performing from their homes.
Yeah.
And she's such a stage performer.
Yeah,
And
she's so
just
good.
amazing. And I mean, she's got like, 5 million followers. It's crazy. But,
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of her.
Do you have other grandchildren
I do. I
And-
have that I know of. No, I have no.
that are musically inclined?
Yeah. I do. All my kids and grandkids are musically inclined, but I kind of sort of try to lead them away because it's a tough road. I mean, it can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've got Whitney is the oldest, and she, my daughter was pregnant with her when my wife died, when their mother died. This was my twins were 13 at the time, and anyway, I have another daughter that's got 3 beautiful kids. So I have a total of 6 grandchildren. But I did, like I said, I had 4 kids under the age of 7 when I was 23 years old. So I started really young.
I'm sorry about your wife. That's
thank
one
you.
of the, obviously, the tragedies that you
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah.
That you obviously had to go through and rise up and raise your kids. And
Well, no one's immune to that. I mean,
I
I think
know.
that's something that affects all of us. And I guess I don't really know that there's any actual roadmap to get you through anything like that, but we find our way. And I mean, I guess if you could say fortunate in a way that I had children that we were very close. And I mean, my twins had just turned 13 and they just ended up being the best teenagers, and we just kind of clung together. And I mean, you worry about them, and there's nothing you can do. I always tell people, I said, even if you hate your ex or the mother of your children or the father of your children, they're the only person that you can look into their eyes and say, look at what our kid just did, and that's I think that's the thing that
oh my God, you just
I
gave me
lost
goosebumps.
the most. I think that's the thing that
my
I
God.
lost the most about it, is that you don't have that one person that you can just look and see, like when my twins graduated high school and when my daughter got married and all the things that have happened since, and so many things have happened since. And so I talk about it in the book, and I get into it and try to find whatever wisdom comes out of that.
Do you
there
believe
isn't.
in has it renewed your faith in God, or do you believe in an afterlife? What do you believe in? Like, do you believe you're gonna all be together again someday?
Absolutely. And
Yes.
I mean, it's weird because I know everybody has their own beliefs, and I respect that and I love that. But when I go and I see a sunrise and I see a blade of grass or a flower, and I think we all sort of have a tendency to just ignore it, and everything sort of becomes rote in the world. But I think when you just stop and look around, you have to realize that, how did this all happen? And for me, the answer to that is there is a creator, and my faith has guided me through a lot of this,
There's definitely a power greater than ourselves, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, and I think that thing, when you were talking about AA, that the higher power thing, and my father was an alcoholic he was kind of my success story. He was a terrible alcoholic who destroyed our family, and for the first 45 years of his life, and then for the second 40 years of his life, he was completely sober, and an icon of his community, and we became and ended up best friends.
Oh, wow.
And so I've seen it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
works if you work it.
Yeah.
And if and that's one of those things to believe in, is
Yeah.
a higher power.
Yeah.
Just something greater than yourself. Now, your mainstream source.
Yes.
Tell us you have products. You have products you're going to show us.
Yeah.
Things.
Well,
I want to see.
So when COVID happened, I became an outlaw.
What do you
Well,
mean by that?
musicians weren't allowed to perform
Okay.
in public.
Okay.
So Manhattan closed down for 10 months, and I was, before COVID, I had a band forever, and we did all kinds of huge gigs all over the world. And I just kind of shut that down. And so I thought, what am I going to do with my life? And so I started selling products. I had the idea. I was a developer for Yamaha for 10 years, and we developed music for their keyboards. And we had to take the very best keyboard they have and put a song on it that was excellent. And then they gave us the worst keyboard they had and said, make it sound good on this. And that was really hard to do without dumbing it down, without making it kind of not sound as good as you possibly could. So I kind of took that idea and I put it into the technology of a cute little wireless Bluetooth microphone, which I'll show you.
Okay, I love this.
What?
I love this.
Oh my
I love
God.
this. I love this. Okay, this is something my daughter would love. This is something that
So
I dig.
here's the box.
Oh my gosh.
And we sell this on Amazon, by the way, and also on my website. But
It's a karaoke
my God.
microphone.
So, yeah,
and
what we did,
speaker.
it's kind of an all-in-one, and there are other brands that do this, but what we did with our mic was we kind of took a look at the 4 or 5 best-selling ones, and we looked at the reviews and saw that the things that people really liked about them and the things that people didn't like about them, and then we tried to sort of make the best product out of that. And so we redesigned the control panel to make it more user-friendly, and we separated out the reverb from the echo delay, so you have a little bit more control over your vocal. We changed the chip inside to a DSP chip, which allows for a little bit more memory that allowed us to split these and also gives it a little bit of a better sound. And I mean, it's a fun little
Here,
mic.
let's
It
turn off
lights
our
up.
mics. Can we turn off our mics and listen to?
Oh, I don't even think you need to turn it off.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because you can hear it alone, or you can hear it with reverb, or you can put. Oh, and then there's the effects that you have that you can play with if you really want to be like a.
Oh my God, I could sound just like Cher.
Or Barry White.
That
And then there's an even lower one that's really like a monster. And then.
Magic Sound 3.
Or if you want to feel like you have helium from a balloon or something, that's kind of
Oh
fun.
my God, see, so I can't sing, so that would be perfect for me.
Magic Sound 4.
So I mean, it's a lot of fun. So
What
there's a
a-
lot of effects, and
I love
and you can also obviously hook it through Bluetooth or even a line out. You can do a line out to a larger sound system where it sounds really big, because this little speaker is kind of fun for a little room, but you can also make it sound
I was
bigger.
gonna say the speaker is outstanding
Speaker's
for.
really good for a tiny little thing, and then it also hooks through Bluetooth to your phone, and we have a little accessory kit with a cell phone holder and a little USB disco ball, and I mean, it's just super
Oh
silly
my
stuff.
God,
How
that
fun.
is
But I
so
mean, it's
cool.
a lot of fun, and it retails at like $39.95, but I think we have it on sale right now for $25 or something like that.
Oh my God, okay.
I mean, for the price, it's not a professional microphone. It's not an SM58, which I think this might be, or something
No,
close to.
these aren't professional. Trust me.
It's not a pro mic, but it's a fun party mic,
Oh
and it's priced right, and it's the best in its class.
Okay, and
So-
the website is on our website, Laura Kane After Dark. All of his information and the link to this website, Mainstream Source, where you can get that mic. Okay, so what else you got on there?
Okay, well, we just have a bunch of other products, and I'm not going to bring them all out. But
I want to
have-
see at least one more.
Oh, I want to see a couple more.
I know, because I just love.
I love stuff like this.
creators. I love people who come up with an idea and actually create it and then sell it. I mean,
So-
it's hard to get to that point.
Now,
Oh, thank you.
This looks like right up my alley.
Oh yeah, it's a little lunchbox, and it's got unicorns and horsies on it. And actually, we have 14 different styles for boys and girls, and there's a leading seller of this box on Amazon. It's another company, and it's a great little lunchbox that they have, and we went to the same manufacturer as them. But what we did was we again took a look at the reviews, and most people really liked the way it was built, so we used all the same materials as them. But what we did was we patented a built-in handle, so a kid can carry it, because the other ones don't have a handle, so they have to kind of either put it in a lunchbox and you can it still fits in a standard lunchbox, but it's got
It's
cute
a
little
bento
compartments.
box.
Yeah, cute little compartments for kids, and it's leak-proof and it's lab-tested at CPSIA safe.
Oh, like you can put like little
Certified.
cheese in one and grapes in
Oh
one.
yeah, and we've
and
got recipes and everything on the website, and I mean,
Oh,
it's
my God.
great for kids, and kids love it. And in fact, it's funny because we put this one and the leading one on a table, and my little niece ran up, and of course she grabbed this one because you can grab the handle and run away with it. So she stole mine, which was great. But
and then you could put your name on it. With
yeah,
the,
it comes with little stickers we have, and then a little spork, like a little spoon fork.
Really
thing. So-
cute.
That is so cute.
So that's cool.
I
And,
love. So you have a lot of different products.
We have different products. We, instead of going for just musical stuff, what we thought is just we would create a brand that is just the highest quality in its class across the board. So, and there's other brands like OXO. There's other brands that do this that don't just focus on one, like cosmetics or microphones. And so we have wine glasses. We have bamboo Ziploc bag storage containers and foil containers for that's all sustainable and just all kinds of other stuff. Little guitar wall hangers if you want to hang your guitar, and I mean really fun things. But they're all really good quality, and that's the thing that we really kind of focused on is taking that item, looking at the 4 best ones, and making one that's just maybe a little bit better at the same or a very competitive price.
I'm shocked at how much this microphone is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then, so would you rather them get it at mainstream source or on Amazon? You said you could get them on both.
You can get them on Amazon and or on our website. And we've got stores on Walmart and TikTok and everywhere else. But but Amazon is great because Amazon is Prime and you can get it in a day, and that's always kind of
we
the best.
want. Well, we want, and we want it now.
Right?
Well, God, I could talk to you for hours.
Oh, me too.
Oh, thank you.
My gosh.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was-
we just, I just one more.
One, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. I want to see. He brought it in this big box full of fun things.
So these are our new wine glasses, and we just brought these out about a month ago
Those
or
are
2
gorgeous.
months ago. We sell red wine, white wine, and then this one has red and white, so it's 2 red and 2 white. And so we sell 4 red or 4 white, and then we sell these with 2 red and 2 white. And I'm just like amazed because I don't know if anyone else is just doing this with 2 red and 2 white wine glasses.
I don't understand.
But we are just selling these are selling like mad.
So there's a different you mean red wine has a different glass than white wine does?
Yes, it does.
Oh, I
I mean, you
didn't
can
know.
probably use this wine in different glasses. Like I see a lot of people using white wine and red wine glasses, but traditionally, red wine glasses have a deeper base, and that's it's for aeration. I've learned so much about wine that I never knew just by doing this, and we also work with a European wine connoisseur who has a distributorship here in America called Venera, and Venera wines. What they do is they go all over the world and they get wines from wineries that aren't represented in America, like little mom and pop wineries in Italy or in France, and they import the wine over here. And so, and they happen to be, their business shares the same facility as mine. So I just got to talking with the guy one day and he was like, well, let me pick out a glass for you that I know everybody will love. And so it's identical to the leading German wine glass, but it's like $20 cheaper. Wow. And so, so it's great. It's going good. So we've got so many more, but.
Tell me right now in your life, what is your favorite thing that you're doing? What is like the top thing you're doing right at this moment in your life? What are you the most happy about? What?
Hands down, my family.
See,
Loving my family.
That's awesome.
That's what it's all about.
That's who you are.
And everything else is just kind of really cool things that you're doing on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot, but like when it's time to end the show, because we usually end around this time, but could you maybe just take us out with like a tiny bit of a song?
Oh, sure. Anything but Piano Man.
Oh, no. I know. No. I wasn't going to do that to you.
Actually, everybody loves Piano Man,
I
but
know.
it's just it's funny. I have this like book at Manhattan that has 3,000 songs, and people look at it and they go, "Oh, I know, Piano Man."
I'm thinking there's, yeah.
I mean, it's funny. It's kind of a joke between musicians, but what I always try to do is I look at people's eyes and how they react to something, and it doesn't really matter what I'm singing. It's just kind of it's the reaction.
Is there, besides Piano Man, is there a song where you're like, oh, I really don't want to sing that again?
Well, I mean, musicians have a list of songs like Brown Eyed Girl and Mustang Sally, and I mean all the songs that you always get asked for. But
Right.
but I actually worked with a guy years and years ago who was a really big 50s artist, and he had his stardom, and then he was playing in the lounges, years later, and he always played the same 50 songs. And I went to him and I said, I know you know a bunch of other songs. He goes, yeah, but these are people want to hear this. They want to hear familiarity. They want familiarity. So
That's when like you go to a concert and then the band plays all their new songs. You're like, wait, what? No,
Oh, I
we want to
know.
hear like the songs we know.
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
anything you want to sing, we would love to hear.
Laura is the face in the misty light. That's all I'm going to give you. You got to come into Manhattan.
Oh, I love it when he sings that to me. Yes. Manhattan, Thursday through Saturday, every weekend. You guys, it's a great restaurant. It's a great place to go. Awesome entertainment.
Thank you.
You're there until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so go have some dinner, stay, dance, listen,
Yeah, the food's
request.
great.
Yeah, food is awesome.
is, yeah.
And you are just such you're a quality person with integrity, and I see it in your eyes. I always knew it, and I had no idea about all this other stuff, and I just really loved getting to know you more.
Thank you. Me too. And thank you for this opportunity. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay. We also say something at the end of our podcast when we end. So I'll say it first, and then you say it, and then Erik says it, and then we're done.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Thank you guys for you don't have to say this part, but thank you so much for listening on Instagram and on YouTube and on Spotify or wherever you're listening or watching. Thank you so much, and love your podcast.
Love your podcast.
Love your podcast.
Love you, my sweet babies. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Tad.